is in rebellion and defiled. The tyrannical city. She heeded no voice. She accepted no instruction. She did not trust in the Lord. She did not draw near to her God. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are wolves at evening. They leave nothing for the morning. Her prophets are reckless, treacherous men. Her priests have profaned the sanctuary. They've done violence to the law. The Lord is righteous within her. He will do no injustice. Every morning he brings his justice to light. He does not fail, but the unjust knows no shame. I've cut off nations. Their corner towers are in ruins. I've made their streets desolate, with no one passing by. Their cities are laid waste, without a man, without an inhabitant. I said, surely you will receive me. Accept instruction, so her dwelling will not be cut off, according to all that I have appointed concerning her. But they were eager to corrupt all their deeds. That's the ones he likes.
Yeah.
But you know, this rings so true, I think, to, we read about very similar prophecies from, was it Micah?
Could have been.
If it wasn't, it looks,
Was it? It wasn't Daniel, was it?
no, it looks, it might have been Amos.
Yeah, I can remember. Even your midst a meek and humble people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall do no unrighteousness and speak no lies, nor shall a deceitful tongue be found in the mouth. For they shall feed their flocks and lie down, and no one shall make them afraid.
Okay.
Haughty must mean proud.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never seen that word before. Haughty.
Which verse is that?
It says, you shall,
Which verse?
verse 11, you shall no longer be haughty.
Haughty?
Haughty. Yeah.
Yeah. You will never again be haughty.
Yeah. It must mean proud, boastful.
So far we've basically been told that Jerusalem will not escape God's chastening. Corrupt. They're corrupt in every avenue of religious order and the government. Every leader, all the leaders didn't trust in the Lord or listen to his word. And Zephaniah promised the Lord would bring real justice to all the nations. It is what Judah and the others on the day of wrath. And tells here about how the day of God's judgment will bring God's healing and restoration. The Lord will purify the lips of his people so they might serve him faithfully, and of course better. And he will remove the proud, exalt the humble, and give his people security in the midst of the land that he's provided for them. You would think that such blessings that God is promising would send the population to rejoice, but obviously that's not exactly the way they see it. So, Zephaniah has given a glimpse of the future. We'll read more about this glimpse here in a few minutes. His people came to take the spoils. They found such among them, including goods, garments, valuable things, which they took for themselves, more than they could even carry. They were 3 days taking the spoils because there was so much. There was so much, yeah. And on the 4th day they assembled in the valley of Barakah, for there they blessed the Lord. Therefore they have named the place the valley of Barakah until today. And every man of Judah and Jerusalem returned with Jehoshaphat, for their head, returning to Jerusalem with joy, for the Lord had made them rejoice over their enemies. Much the same story, except there, judgment didn't come down on Judah. It came down on their enemies, but they didn't learn anything.
Right.
Judah didn't. Here, a few hundred years have passed. I don't remember exactly how many. It's quite a few years have passed from
Well, the
that
temple's
time to
going to
this.
be destroyed here in about
And,
50 years, isn't it, or something?
And these, you would think they would, people just don't learn from their mistakes of the past. They don't learn from history. And the same thing goes on today. People don't learn from history.
Well, evidently, Judah didn't, because...
Wise historians tell us that people that don't learn from history are doomed to relive it.
Yeah.
It's happened over and over and over again through recorded history. You look at what's going on today in this war, in this country. I mean, and it's pretty much a repetition of what has happened in the past, and people just can't see it. They won't change their ways. They have their minds bent on the direction it's going, and that's where they're heading. But most of these minor prophets have a very similar message. Almost all of them prophesied the day of the Lord. Either they prophesied the day of the Lord would come. Well, this isn't exactly prophesying that exactly. It is to a minor degree. Saying that they will turn around, there will be a remnant that will survive, and they will